bring in our political panel now. Scottie Nell Hughes is a conservative strategist and journalist, and Kurt Bardella is a Democratic strategist and NewsNation political contributor. Great to have both of you here. Scottie, former President Trump participated in a wreath-laying ceremony at Arlington National Cemetery today for one of those 13 service members who was killed. He said today that Harris, quote, bragged that she would be the last person in the room, and she was. She had the final vote. She was all in for it, calling it the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country.
Well, there's no doubt that the Biden-Harris campaign and the administration would like to forget what happened on this horrible, tragic day in Afghanistan 3 years ago, just like the Clinton campaign tried to forget Benghazi and what happened at those gates. But I think it's very sad, Elizabeth, when a former president has to step in at Arlington Cemetery alongside two Gold Star families, while the current sitting president is sitting on the beach or on vacation, and the other president is, and the other vice president who's campaigning to be president is on the campaign trail, not even really acknowledging. And she did actually brag, saying that she felt comfortable being that last person in the room, as Joe Biden said that he wanted her to be. So at this point, there's been nobody held accountable for the disastrous withdrawal from what happened in Afghanistan. And I think that's why Donald Trump's message today to the National Guard went over so overwhelmingly well within the room.
Kurt, Harris released a statement today saying, "My prayers are with the families and the loved ones. My heart breaks for their pain and their loss." Is that enough? Do we actually know what role, if any, she played in ordering that withdrawal?
Well, we know that the president ordered the withdrawal. The president is the commander-in-chief. He ultimately has the military authority to do that. The vice president, technically speaking, is empowered to not do anything in terms of military directives. If the vice president had military authority, Mike Pence would have been able to use the National Guard on January 6th. He wasn't. They were all too busy trying to get Donald Trump on the phone to tell him, please send help. Donald Trump ignored those calls. The buck stops with the president of the United States. And anyone shaking their head saying that didn't happen, just look at the transcripts in the January 6th committee. Every Republican, their text messages, their emails, they testify to this fact. That's what happened. Presidents are the commander-in-chief. The buck stops with them, period.
Yeah, but Harris did say, I'm going to be in the room, the last person he hears when he makes these big decisions.
Yeah, and that's what she has been. That's what an advisor does. That's
so
what
doesn't she also share responsibility for what happened 3 years ago today?
Yeah. Hey, she gave her advice. She told us what she thought should happen. Nobody thinks that the withdrawal of Afghanistan went in any shape or form good. Well, it was, there was a lot of bad things that happened there. But I do think that this was a president who said he's going to bring those troops home. He's going to pull us out of a war that no president before him, Republican or Democrat, successfully extricated ourselves from, and no other president or candidate ever expressed a vision of how to do it. Biden did the hard thing, and I think historically, yeah, there are some tough challenges there. It doesn't look great at times, but he got us out of there. He got our troops home, and the people who have those troops home today, those parents, those families are thankful to have their men and women back with them.
All right, switching topics. Yeah, go ahead, Scottie. But
can I correct one thing he said? Actually, according to the DNC platform that was just voted on 2 weeks ago, it boasts of Biden-Harris holiday withdrawal in Afghanistan. So yes, they have not, and it's very. I absolutely consider it appalling that you would bring in January 6th and you would disrespect the families who lost that day in Afghanistan by comparing the two. Two separate situations, and that's not fair to do.
Tragedy of all time. January 6th is the biggest tragedy that has happened on American soil, and your guys spearheaded it, and your guys sat there into
Scottie and Kurt. Hey, guys, no one can hear you if you're both talking at the same time, including me. So let's just move on now to my next subject. Scottie, Trump said today that ABC should not be hosting the debate and that he was still, quote, thinking about participating in it after he accused Harris of trying to change the rules. Might this debate not happen? Because this might be our only chance to see these two candidates talk about issues and debate each other.
Well, it seems like that's exactly what the Harris campaign wants. They want to give every reason for Trump to push out so that they can claim a victory, and for good reason. I mean, let's remember, Harris absolutely lost her campaign in 2020 when Tulsi Gabbard put the final death nail in that coffin, and Joe Biden lost it in June, was when he lost his campaign. So I could see why Tulsi's trying to give every reason to not have Trump do the campaign. But let's talk about this debate and why going into it, it's already going to be unfair for Trump, and yet he's still saying he's going to be a part of it.
Why is it unfair to Trump?
Brazil, a great person who did leak the questions to Hillary Clinton that she admitted, and a former DNC chair.
Okay, but Scottie, why is this debate going to be unfair to Trump?
Well, because
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.